And for more on this and a stake on all this, I'm joined by current affairs commentator Einar Tangen. Einar is a senior fellow at Taihe Institute. Einar, always a pleasure. Thanks very much for talking to us. And this is right in your wheelhouse, talking about business, talking about international activity. How important is Scholz's visit, and what does it really mean for the China-Germany ties, especially right now?
Well, I mean, Olaf Scholz is battling a number of things, unpopularity at home, 66%, but then he has this reality, and that is with higher inflation, higher costs of manufacturing, especially as it applies to energy, even perhaps energy shortages coming up in this very difficult winter, it is not possible to manufacture competitively in Germany. You're seeing a lot of small, medium-sized enterprises close down. But these big ones, Merrick, BASF, Volkswagen, BMW, BioNTech, etc., they're all accompanying him. And it's not, a group. Macron offered to do a joint visit. I don't know how exactly he would invite himself in that capacity, but Olaf Scholz said no, and it's very clear that he's wrestling with this ideological bent back at home to say, let's unite and let's put Ukraine first, versus the economic realities that Germany faces, which needs markets.
Yeah, indeed. Natural gas going to be a big issue moving forward. But one of the biggest controversies between these two sides, if you will, the Hamburg port and potential deal for Costco. Tell us what's at stake for both.
Well, right now, I mean, the number of his coalition parties, especially the Greens, are very hawkish on China. They're saying that they want to make issues like Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Taiwan, the main part of their ideological plank. But the fact is, China and Germany are wetted at the hip. I mean, there's so much production in Germany right now, and it's going to increase as manufacturers like BASF basically say we cannot be competitive in terms of production in Germany. We're going to increase our footprint in China and continue to manufacture there because we have both the market and the efficiency to be world competitive. So right now, a lot of people in the EU and also at home say, why are you allowing the Chinese in? Actually, he struck a kind of in-between chord by saying that the Costco would not be given a majority of the stake, that they could only get 25%. He's following a middle line, but he's being very, very pragmatic given the economics situation. Germany is looking, and not only at a tough winter, but for 2 or 3 years, it's hard to see how the energy situation stabilizes. And then after that, the additional cost of compressed gas is going to make it very difficult to compete.
Yeah, it's such a difficult time, really, globally. And you line out everything that the EU is dealing with right now. Do you think in any way the EU is going to have to soften its position with China when it comes to trade?
Not with the current leaders in place. I mean, they've kind of painted themselves into a corner. The real question is, do the voters start to demand that a more pragmatic policies are implemented? I mean, when you don't have a job, when you can't heat your house, when you're paying more money for food than you can afford, that changes the economic realities. A lot of people say that this is a carefully calculated equation by, Russia or China or somebody else. Nonsense. It's the political realities and the, let us say, the incompetence of not really thinking through starting a war in Ukraine. And I don't mean starting in the sense they fired the first shot, but simply allowing NATO become an issue, flashpoint, which they knew Russia would respond to.
Well, there's so much going on. Global inflation, fuel concerns, food shortages coming this winter. Einar, I'm sure we're going to be talking to you more about all this. We certainly appreciate it as always. Einar Tangen, thank you very much.